okay lang. What do you expect from the speech, given yung mga recent challenges na kinaharap po ng ating mga
Well, yung matagal ng tagubilin ng ating Pangulo na welfare and protection sa mga OFWs na of course paigtingin pa niya, palalawigin through the DMW and other relevant government agencies. Yung mga programa patungkol sa mga emergency responses natin, yung Action Fund, pagbigay ng legal, medical at financial assistance at pagbibigay din ng tulong sa mga pamilya ng mga OFWs. Of course, nandiyan na ngayon si Admin PY Kaunan. So, paigtingin pa natin yung mga programa para sa pamilya ng OFWs. And lastly, yung digitalization. Nung nandun kami sa e-Servicio Hub, nabanggit na naman din ni Sec Henry ng DICT, nakabilang na kami sa eGov.ph sa documentation. So, we're expecting more digitalization efforts from the DMW. And of course, wala pa dyan yung mga continuing international bilateral agreements that we seek to be signing at the end of the year, and of course yung pagtatayo ng mga migrant workers offices.
May specific matter from me, Sec. Yung sa seafarers, because of the recent incidents, meron ba tayong balak gawin to make it more strict? Alam ko na meron na tayong nilatag, pero will there be changes?
Yes, we're reviewing the policy as of the moment. But also, we know for sure na pinaigting na natin yung panawagan na mag-divert at yung di lang panawagan sa mga ship owners with carrying Filipinos to divert, but also for our seafarers to refuse the right to sail. Refuse to sail kapag ang barko nila ay dumadaan sa Red Sea. Kaya't patuloy lang yung panawagan na ito. Pinadali natin yung proseso ng pagtanggi nila May forms, downloadable forms, may hotlines, pwede silang tumawag dun sa hotlines. And then of course, nakasuspindi ngayon yung manning agency at ship owner nung Eternity Sea kasi very disappointed pa rin tayo sa nangyari kung saan 3 beses dumaan yung barko sa Red Sea. Hindi pa nadala, doon sa pangatlong beses nadali ng Houthi attacks.
Pero we cannot completely ban the deployment of Philippines.
Pinag-aaralan pa yung aspeto na yon sa ngayon. Pinag-aaralan pa. But for now, ganun muna ang ating patakaran. We suspend those who encounter attacks, and we encourage ship owners to divert ships that carry Filipinos along the Red Sea, and of course, encourage Filipinos to refuse to sail when their ships are passing through the Red Sea.
Second lang, galing sa US si Pangulo, may napag-usapan ba kayo tungkol sa study ng ating mga kababayan, yung mga nagde-detain ng ICE?
Well, patuloy naman ang instruction sa amin, katuwang ng DFA Secretary Tess Lazaro, na tulungan yung mga Pilipino magiging apektado ng mga immigration policy sa US. Nananalangin tayo na walang maapektuhan. So far, ganun pa naman kasi. And then, of course, in terms of the OFWs in the US, patuloy naman silang serving their respective employers, providing help and their contributions to not just the Philippine economy but the US economy.
Do we know how many are detained right
now? Wala tayong figures na ganun sa ngayon. Again, we are coordinating closely naman with the DFA, and so far we have not received any such information about Filipinos in detention.
And last for me, bilateral agreements that you will sign end of the year?
Yes. So far, nakahanay dito yung Hungary, of course. We have very good relations with Hungary and other countries. Bahamas is also lined up dahil nga doon sa mga Pilipino in the Caribbean areas working in resorts and other places there. And then, of course, other countries are in the works. New Zealand also, I've had talks with the ambassador with respect to this. And recently, we signed the guidelines for Croatia. Baka nabalitaan niyo na rin yun. Kung saan, towards the end of the year, at this point, until the end of the year, ipapasinaya na natin yung government-to-government hiring of Filipino workers for Croatia. And and very close also yung sa Slovenia.
Anong benefit ng mga kababayan natin dyan na magkaroon ng...
Well, may advantage kasi pag government-to-government hiring talagang may promisa, may pangako yung host country na poproteksyonan nila yung mga OFWs lalo na kapag may nangyari. Hindi katulad ng pag walang G2G arrangement, it is still left to the private sector, and also yung pagsampa ng kaso sa government agencies doon. Ito, pag G2G, talagang may direct commitment ang government, ang host country, na pangangatawanan yung anumang complaint ng mga OFWs natin doon. Yeah. Yeah, we're slated to file the ombudsman case this week. We'll file the ombudsman case. The violation of the Anti-Graft Corrupt Practices Act and other similar laws.
How many people?
We are filing a case against the former administrator and the two former deputies administrator, as well as the private sector sellers ng lupa. So they're indispensable parties to this case.
Roughly five? Oh, 5 to 10?
It could be more. It could be more. Anyway, there will be a proper announcement when we file the case.
Sir, lisa ng konti, Mary Jane Veloso, meron po ba tayong coordination with the President regarding to sa calls to pardon Mary Jane?
That's pretty much left to our Justice Department, law enforcement. But rest assured, we continue to support, to help Nanay Celia, Tatay Cesar, and the Veloso family.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,